In 2026, a company somewhere in the world lays off workers and blames AI almost every single day. But at the very same time, other companies are hiring people for jobs that didn't exist 2 years ago. So which story is true? Is AI destroying jobs or just changing them? Today, we're going to look at the real 2026 data. No hype, no fear-mongering, just what's actually happening to work right now, everywhere in the world. Let's start with the numbers. The World Economic Forum projects that by 2030, about 92 million jobs worldwide will be displaced by AI and automation. That sounds massive, and it is. But the same report also projects 170 million new jobs will be created in that same period. Net result, a gain of roughly 78 million jobs globally. So two things are true at the same time. AI is destroying real jobs, and AI is creating real jobs. The disruption isn't evenly spread, though. Research shows AI's impact is highest in advanced economies. Around 60% of jobs there have some exposure to automation, compared to about a quarter of jobs in lower-income countries, where more work still relies on physical or informal labor that's harder to automate for now. Here's the important nuance. This isn't really a story about one country versus another. It's a story about task types. Roles built around repetitive, predictable work are the most exposed. Data entry, basic administrative support, routine customer service, and standard bookkeeping. Some studies estimate millions of these roles globally could shrink over the next couple of years. On the other end, roles that involve deep human judgment, physical dexterity in unpredictable environments, hands-on care, or complex relationship building are proving much more resistant. Nursing, skilled trades, teaching, and creative direction are all examples where AI is more of a tool than a replacement, for now. And this pattern shows up everywhere. In the US, in Europe, in Asia, in the Gulf, in Africa. Any country with large service and administrative sectors is seeing similar pressure. This is a global economic shift, not a story about any one nation's workforce. Let's be honest about the difficult part. Layoff tracking firms have recorded tens of thousands of job cuts since 2023, where companies specifically cited AI as a factor, and that number has been climbing through 2026. Some research from MIT suggests a meaningful share of current work hours in fields like finance, healthcare administration, and professional services could technically be automated with today's technology. This is real, and people are genuinely affected by it. It would be dishonest to pretend otherwise. If you've lost work to automation, or you're worried you might, that concern is valid. This is one of the biggest workforce transitions in decades. But here's what often gets left out of the scary headlines. Entirely new categories of jobs are emerging. Roles like AI oversight specialists, prompt and workflow designers, AI ethics and compliance reviewers, and human-in-the-loop quality reviewers barely existed a few years ago. Healthcare, education, and green energy are all projected to grow, not shrink. There's also a growing wage premium for people who learn to work with AI rather than compete against it. Some reports show specialized AI skilled workers earning noticeably more than peers in the same role without those skills. The pattern that's emerging isn't simply humans out, machines in. It's the job description is being rewritten, and the people who adapt fastest tend to land on their feet. So what should you actually take away from all this? First, don't panic, but don't be complacent either. If your role is heavy on repetitive, rules-based tasks, it's worth proactively learning how AI tools work in your field because that skill itself is becoming valuable. Second, the safest long-term ground tends to be roles that combine technical skill with judgment empathy, or physical adaptability, things AI still struggles to fully replicate. Third, this transition is genuinely difficult for a lot of people, and that's worth acknowledging honestly, instead of dismissing it with slogans like, "Don't worry, new jobs will appear." New jobs are appearing, but the transition period in between is real, and support systems, retraining programs, and policy will matter a lot for how smoothly this goes in every country. AI in 2026 isn't a villain story, and it isn't a utopia story either. It's a tool that's reshaping work faster than almost any technology before it, creating real losses and real opportunities, often in the same industry, sometimes in the same company. The countries and people who come out ahead won't be the ones who resisted the change the hardest. They'll be the ones who understood it earliest, adapted their skills, and pushed for smart policies to manage the transition fairly.